Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nisse and today I'm gonna show you the prop animal pack and it's the one called New Updates, Amphibians and Arachnids. And it's by NicholasLionRider. So he actually added here when he updated it for the 1.9 update, he actually added some animals in here, but let's just start from an end. This tiny feller. I should mention that some of these animals are just taken out of the exhibit boxes like he did with the exhibit prop pack, while I actually think at this point most of them are either homemade or brought in from other games. And I know according to Leaf Production actually he had his hand in at least one of these animals, so let's just see them. I will say though, if you want to use some of these, you definitely can, but you won't be able to get anything out of it. So you can use them as props, they are made as props, but you can make a habitat and put these in and then assume the guests are gonna notice them as animals, because they're not. They will still stop up and look at them as they do if you make a sign or a big building or a beautiful garden area. Like, they stop up, they look at it, but it's not an animal, and you won't get any donation from them, and you aren't able to get any education out of them. But they are beautiful, and I like to use them in a few different ways that we're gonna talk about. But here we're gonna have the Japanese giant salamander. Yeah, sorry, I'm not one who can remember every single one of these on my own. But this fellow, I know it's the green iguana. And I really like the way he made them. They're not flexicolor. I would like them to be flexicolor, because we all know that iguanas... Yeah, sorry, it's a weird word for me. It's leguane in Danish. So, leguane, iguana, it's too close and still pretty different, so in a way it's just sound wrong to me to say iguana. But we know they come in numerous sizes and colors, so that would be a nice touch. I do realize that he put a lot of different colors in here. If we just do like this, like you have the bluest green up here, then another green there, another green there, another green there, a yellowish green there, and this color is still not the same. So by making them flexicolor, they would seem more flat than they look now. They have so much depth into the color, and also here you can see the spikes. They have kind of a color combination and they are not just gray and boring, which really make this animal come a lot more alive. And we have these 3 different variations where this is I use this one the most because it's easy to place on actually at top of a wall. I did place it in a gift shop at one point, because I've been to a gift shop in a zoo, and I don't remember where they actually have a iguana, a much bigger iguana, just living in the gift shop. He just climbed on top of some of the shelves and just lay around with all the teddies and that kind of stuff. So I actually placed it like that a few times, and this is easy to fit a lot of stuff into. This one is a bit harder to place, because if you look at the back legs, you need something that's round and kind of long, but not too long out here, because then it will go through the tail. You can see if you place it completely right here, then you would be able to miss the tail, but you would most likely, if you just put it a little too not straight, I don't know what it's called, then you would hit the tail here. So that's a bit harder to work with, where this one you can see the tail is completely out of the way. And this one you can just place on the ground or on a stone or a branch, or it needs to be a big branch to make it sense for it to have the tail in this angle. One thing that I kind of like and don't like at the same time, it's the tail down here. It have this bending part. And a lot of iguanas actually hurt their tails at different stages at life. So it would make sense that it had been injured in some way or another at some point. So I kind of feel like it gives it personality, but if you want to play 3 of these, then it seems weird that they all have the same. Then let's go down here and look a bit at the giants, and they're not that big, but it's giants according to this. I'm just gonna go in here and take a 2-meter wall. You can see here. They're not that big. We can also take a 1-meter wall if that's gonna make anyone more happy. So none of them is real giant snakes. But they're all big for when you look at all of the other stuff in here. The biggest one we have is the green anaconda. I believe they all are, yeah. And they're just called green anaconda 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then down here we have this one, which is milk snake. I actually thought it's milkesno. In Danish, snow is a type of snake, like anaconda is a type and boa is a snake. Then snow is a type in Danish, but it's just called snake. But it is still milk. Which actually surprised me a little, but it's really known for this pet. Yeah, I'm just going out here so you can see it close up if I can. Yeah. Let's see. Most of the snakes in here have this beautiful pattern, which isn't completely right for a snake, but it's some of the best work I have seen in a computer game with snakes, so I allow it. It is a bit weird just there, but again, I don't know which one is he pulled out of the exhibit boxes and which one he made himself. Oh, that one actually is placed too low. Just gonna move it up here. And that's actually a problem I have with quite a few things in this pack, where it's kind of like it thinks the bottom of the piece is, yeah, it's still not high enough, is the bottom. So if you use align to surface, then it will sink down in different kind of stuff. Then we got the 2 red snakes here, which is Brazilian rainbow boa 1 and 2. And they are also beautiful. It's not a snake I know particular, but it still have this, sorry, just trying to hit here, this really snake-like eyes, which, to be honest, you would assume that any single snake animal in a computer game have snake-like eyes, but most of them actually don't. But it have this really flat pupil, and then it have Yeah, I actually... It doesn't seem like it have it lid closed. Most snake have their lids closed all of the time, and then their eyelids are actually see-through, so they can just see through the eyelids, but the eyelids protect the eye still, which is why most snakes will have a bit of madness. Not madness, but more mad eyes. This kind of looks like it should have the tongue out. It's just... I love snake tongues. I don't know why, but most people picture a snake with the... When it moves around, it put the tongue out and in all the time, and it's because it can't see that well. So instead they taste on the air all around, so it put the tongue out to kind of get some smell on the tongue and pull it into the mouth so it can really smell it, and then out again and in and again and out again. So for me it would make sense that at least some of them would have the tongue out, but maybe it's something NicholasLionRider can fix. At the... Yeah, what's... It's kind of called 1.10 or 2 update. I'm actually not that known about the, games with that many updates. Then here we have the yellow one with the green eyes, called Eyelash Wiper. Again, a snake I don't know, but I really like these kind of eyebrows it has up here. And here we finally have a snake with the tongue out. Then we got the Emerald Tree Boa, which kind of hanging. And again here you can have a tiny bit of problem with finding something to hang it on that completely fits this. I will say, remember though, probably this wouldn't be the exact side of the brands. Snakes, when they climb trees, they're actually more hanging them instead of hugging them. So you can place something that's smaller than this hole and it would still fit. And then I think it's more boas. That was concrete. I can't... Yeah, there. Yeah, boa constrictor. So most of them are boas, but I also think the boa is the most known snake worldwide anyway. It does seem like here it actually feels like a plastic snake, you know, where they make them in more pieces and then stick them together before they sell them. It has this line here which I don't like, but I never noticed before I went this close. So again, it's a thing that most people may be able to live with, and just don't zoom in that much. You probably won't in your game anyway. Here you have these lines also, which kind of frustrate me, but again, don't look at it. I actually feel like this skin here looks completely different. You can see this is more rough in the pattern. We don't talk about the color, we talk about the structure. Why this is extremely flat. I do think, however, this was some of the first he got in here, so they might be from the exhibit boxes. These ones over here. And again, one where you need something to hang it on. So why don't we go over here? We have something really small but really cute. Should I just find something like... that was maybe a bit too big. Yeah, here. Yeah, 1 meter piece. They are very, very small. So this one you would have to kind of work with. I used them at my Future Life project Africa, where I made a box that would be either plastic animals or what's it called, animals that died that you do something with so you still can use the body for exhibits. I don't know what's it called in English. But kind of an educational corner where I used actually most of these. The one that was in the game at that point. And they're great for that, and you can use them in like your tropical houses. The tropical houses we have here in Denmark that I visit anyway have these big tropical rooms you walk through, and then inside that room they might have a small tree trunk or something, fake tree trunk that there's glass on half of it so you can see inside the tree trunk, and then there would be something. So you can add them inside a habitat as a partial part of a habitat or something like that, or just kind of make a glass terrarium inside a wall or something like that, where it lifted up so you can see the animal. For a lot of us have the issue that even though we use exhibit boxes, then you can't see the animal because this box size just doesn't fit with the animal itself. But let's see here. I think most of these are new. We have here the crested newt. That's from the new update, but here it's just pulled out of the exhibit, so you can actually use them. And again, a bit too low. I think it's because this one was meant to be swimming. And he made 3 different positions with them, and it's pretty much all you need. So again, if you don't want the exhibit box but still want the animal, then you can do stuff with it here. I do feel like this axolot yeah, sorry, I have to check every single name in here. But this axolot is a new mod we just got, but a exhibit box mod. And here it's just pulled out again. Then we have 3 emperor newt and 3 fire salamanders, 3 fire salamander albinos, and then we have this one mourning gecko. If we want to go out here to the arachnids, and a lot of these are new. As I remember, there was 5 or 6 of them before. I can't point out which. And I don't feel like going over every single one of them because they look creepy. In a good way, because you wouldn't like a spider in a game if it didn't look that creepy. The big one out here, I actually named Aragog. Yeah, comment below if you recognize that. What's it called? If you recognize the name for anywhere. But a lot of them are beautiful. It is all poison spiders, I think. So again, you wouldn't just have them roaming around wild. And again, they're also really small, so you need to place them a place where you can actually see it. Then we have 3 of these. Amazonian giant centipede and giant red-headed centipede and African giant millipede. And in Danish these are so much easier. It's just called 1,000 legs. Yes, 1,000 legs. Not 1,000-legged animal, 1,000 legs. Yeah, sorry, my game's just crashed, so we just gonna... Hopefully I just checking the camera works. Yes, everything works, so we're gonna go over here to these leafy animals. And the one over here is orchid mantis. Oh, there, I think you can see the Malaysian giant leaf insects, the praying mantis, and the Balkan strict insect. I actually thought that was in the same family as the rest. Then we got over here two, what's it called, snails? A giant tiger snail, which I think most people know it is. Yeah, I just think it's a snail that lives so many places. As far as I know, I haven't checked it, but I think it's an invasive species in Denmark. But I'm not sure. And then we have this one, banana slug. And I actually think this is one that leaves production. Or leaf from leaf production. His YouTube site is leaf production. But I actually think he either made this or helped making it. The first time this pack came out, it are remade every time there is a update, so therefore it is probably a few generations since. Then we got all of these beetles. I just tried to make them in bundles here. Even though I know it's not the same family. So here we got the bee. And it's a honeybee. And this one is so small that... Do we have a prop? Don't we have a prop in? Oh, we have one of these, I think. Yeah, even though I played more than 1,000 hours, I still don't know where things are. Here we got the hayman. And if we place him there, then take the bee and place up here. I think the hayman is kind of real size. As you can see here, the size of the bee according to his face is kind of a big bee, but still not particularly big. So again, if you can place them around the air and they won't move, then will just stay still, but you will give the effect of, if you place a lot of them in an area, that there are bees. Just moving you again. Then we got the giant burrowing cockroach, which I also think this one is. It's just the Madagascar hyacinth cockroach. I actually think my brother had some of those when I was just a little child. Then we have the diving beetle, American burying beetle, I think, the ladybug, the jewel beetle, and the Goliath beetle. And that one I know is from an exhibit box. Then we got all of the beautiful butterflies. And I think they are amazing. And I know some of them are very, very big, but if you ever been in a... I don't think normal zoos, tropical house have these giant butterflies, but I do know that some of the more specialized zoos that have maybe only tropical houses have some of them have these big ones. These two I know from the Danish Nature. I also think that one. And I do believe that even though some of them looks very fairy tale, extremely fairy tale, like this one was a design a child could come up with. But I do believe there are all real butterflies. Yeah, just to mention, I'm just gonna read a few of the names. Giant purple emperor butterfly, the big one here, it's Atlas moth. So it's actually not a butterfly, it is a moth. Then we got Raja Brooks birdwing butterfly. Then paper kite butterfly, that's one of the one we know. Monarch butterfly, which also is the one we know. Yellow butterfly. Yeah. Emperor butterfly. So yeah. So it's butterfly and a moth. Is that also a moth? Yeah, that's also a moth. So few butterflies and moths. And then I'm just checking here. Oh, we missed these ones. I don't want to miss anything. I want to show you everything here. They're also a bit creepy. They look a tiny bit plasticky because they are so shiny, but if you have seen some of these in the, not in the wild, but in a zoo or something like that, then you have seen that they actually do shine. The shell of them do shine a bit. Giraffe stag beetle, giant water bug. I'm not gonna pronounce that. Giant stag beetle, that was also a stag beetle with a long name in front of it. And Hercules beetle. And then we got this last few ones, and I think again a few of these was in the latest update, but the big ones down here and a lot of the colorful ones I think is new. And I'm not gonna tell you about every single thing about them, but some of them is alone, some of them are two of them, some of them have three of them. Again, some of them are from exhibit boxes and some of them I'm pretty sure are not. But you kind of can just place your own color what you want with them. And then we can go back here to the toads. No, that's a frog. That's an African bullfrog, and an albino African bullfrog. Cane toad, Goliath frog, all the back are Goliath frogs. Then here we got Madagascar tomato frog, Brazilian yellowhead poison dart something, black and green poison dart frog. I kind of wanted a Supedia for most of these because I'm not gonna look every single one of these up every time I place some of them. So I wouldn't be able to know if I'm making a Asian themed area, if it's the right butterflies or the right beetles I use. Okay, so I just wanted to fast forward through this because there's no reason for you to just sit and stare at something both you and I have built a million times before. So I just want to build something that both can be used as a centerpiece in the middle of a building or somewhere around the zoo, but also kind of a way to divide up space if you want your guests to be forced in multiple different directions instead of just going straight forward. I built this small island in here and I made it way too big on purpose, so you can get an idea of why it is so important to get the right sizing of this. If it was because I wanted a few caimans in here and a few snakes, then it would be perfect. But because I want to use some of these small animals, you will see in a minute or two how difficult they are to see, even though by looking at it now it doesn't look that big, but it actually is. I will say, when I do this, it's only to show you one way you can possibly do it. There are no rules. You can do completely what you want. I wouldn't do this particular piece in one of my zoos. As you can see here, I place 1 plant and 2 trees. I would personally prefer something that was much more detailed, but just to not take that long time, I stopped here. And this is just something I like. It's not something you would have to do, but I would place one of these so both keepers would be able to go over here, but also just cleaning particularly. And then whether or not you place this outside, you could have some butterflies up here. If we start by taking the big moth here. And here you can see it will kind of place nicely around different kind of stuff. This one would most likely be in the shadow. And here you can see it goes a bit wrong, so you just have to use shifts to move it along. Then here I go for the bigger butterflies mainly because you wouldn't oh, very sweet. Because you wouldn't just be able to see the small ones anyway. Then we can get a iguana in here. Let's get an iguana over here. And again, here it would really be pretty to have it in a different color, so that you would be able to... Sorry, I lost my tongue. You wouldn't be able to see it better if it had a different color. Then I feel like this one would be laying around here, maybe? Ooh, on this log. And this can be a bit tricky. Because you can see here, if I place it here, and I have issue with the arm and the tail. Does that go through there? Yeah. So now it fits. So you see, if I had taken the other one with the rounded legs, it would be more difficult to place. Then maybe a few frogs in here. Toads. Sorry, I think that was the... No, it was the Goliath frog. Maybe some over here. And this is why I really like when we get them in different colors and sizes. This one here. And again, they wouldn't just look at the guest. Ooh, don't we need one of these? And maybe this would be like... here, like halfway down the water, halfway up, and then get a swimming Goliath frog. And again, this is completely up to you how much you want to do about it. We can also place a snake And I will say though, this part of the idea is placed on the fact that this would be plastic animals placed to just look cute. If you want the illusion that this is real animals, then don't mix your snakes and frogs. Yeah. And as you can see here, it can be quite difficult to place. Yeah, it's a bit difficult there, but I'm gonna say it's fine. So we placed. And again, here I go for the color one, so we can get a lot of color in here. And if we play with the thought that these are plastic animals, then we could actually get whatever color we would want to have. Can it be here maybe? Yeah, that looks stupid. What about this funk right there? Something like that. Maybe a red one that just lies around. And again, it's totally up to you what you want. What is your vision? Are they allowed? Are they dead objects? I would like to have kind of a swimming snake. Not the snake that are able to swim, but a snake in the shape of something swimming. Can place some of these. Maybe over here. And if you want to make like a point like this, then remember to place the animals all the way around. This one is underwater. And don't we want a few newts maybe as little newt scamander here. You don't want to place them way too deep inside the water. Just kind of so you can still see them from a top. Again, I would add something in the bottom of the water, but I'm not gonna do that today just for the sake of these. Now, I talked a bit about the size of the animal, but you can actually get away with placing smaller animals depending on the color. So here, if I want to place this one that have a completely different color than what's around it, then we could actually place this one here, and you would still be able to see it from over here. But if we placed, and this is just to show you, not that one, that's bigger. I think this one is the same size roughly. If we place this one right beside it, now it is a bit lighter still, so you would be able to see it if you know what you're looking for. But from over here you can see, you can definitely see this is an animal. This you can't really see what is. Don't we want that scorpion over here also? Again, right now we just place animals without knowing what they are. But always remember to be true to the story you're telling, so either you decide if you want a realistic zoo anyway, are these alive or are they just object? I think we're gonna place this one. Shouldn't that just maybe on the tree trunk? And here you can see the issue where it doesn't really know what it is or the size of it, so here it's placed halfway inside the trunk. Like that. But let's place a few of the frogs just to see if we would be able to see them from all the way over here. Yeah, so the red one you can see clearly. What about the... Now I'm just using another track that is really easy to use. That's just... We don't only place one of them, we place a few in a bundle. That's some animal that would be natural to kind of be together like this, and some of them wouldn't, so that's also something you would need to be aware of, whether or not you want your zoo to be realistic. Like that. And then you can see, you can't see the animals from over here. Nope, that doesn't help to place more of them. But some of them it helps to place more of them in a bundle, so you kind of get this build up of there's something there, but you won't be able to see completely what. Try the same with this. Also because this is completely different color scheme. Place them there. Yeah, you won't be able to see them either. You can then go in here and... That wasn't what I wanted. And make the island bigger. Oh, now I covered a few animals. But by making this part bigger, then you could maybe in one end make it bigger like that. Like that. And then we would be able to... Wasn't what I was going for. Yeah, move them down here instead. Where did you go? Something like that. That would make it easier for you to see them, but it's still not perfect, so you need something real close to be able to make sure you could see it all. Another way to go around it would be to... Sorry, I just need to remember where everything is. I think it's down here. Nope, then it's in here. Then we could place, for instance, this one. That fits the size. This is just a trick I use. So I actually use the exact same place. The other one is to place this on top and kind of do like this. Then I just move this up to be able to work down here. Then I want a... I'm just gonna go in here. Mudded things. And then maybe we're gonna place this one. And the stuff I use now is from the exhibit prop pack, which NicholasLionRider made. So if that's something for you, I already have a video up on it, so you can go there and see it. But here I just gonna make a really big, not big, what's it called? A really fast idea of what you could do with it. That was... Is it the bigger one I want? Is it this one? Yeah, maybe this one. Again, here, be aware if you want people to go all the way around, you would have something that you can see for all the way around. And then I've just placed this one to make sure it don't stick up anywhere. And then maybe... No, they are too big. Are they smaller? Nope. Place a few of these over here. Like that. Maybe a bit more of this over here. Yeah, and right now I'm just again playing to show you what you could choose to do with this. And here you could place, for instance, the spiders would make sense to place here. We can take the blue one, and it would kind of lay down somewhere that it wouldn't be seen. It's the nature of this. He did make this one hollow, so it isn't just like this one, you can't actually see anything on the other side. Then we could place a frog again. Don't place these together. Okay, so apparently I lost a bit of footage, so I have finished this. I'm just gonna lift off this part so I can show you the rest of it. We added a spider there and a frog there, which I think you saw. Then we got a snail in here and a frog there, a snake here, and then this lamp is also from exhibit prop pack, but it works as a lamp, which means it has this automatic light mode, just like any other lamp in the game. I would love a mod that made it possibly for lamps to be customized the time where they would light up. Then down here we have a tiny frog here, and on top I added a spider more. Which is yeah, I like it. Again, this you wouldn't combine these animals in a zoo, but just for this purpose I think it's works fine, just to show what they can do, these animals, and also to and also if it was like an educational point where all of these animals would be again dead animals or plastic animals, then you would just place a lot of signs on the side of it and possibly put it on a table. So I just wanted to show you here. Yeah, you can see it's the bloody sun. But if we go to the morning here, I think it was 7 o'clock here, you can see the red shine from the sky, and you can see in here now the lamp works. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, here. It lights up a lot around here, and now it's maybe 15 years since I had a cold-blooded animal myself. I'm not gonna tell you which because I don't know what it's called in the English. But I thought this lamp was red. So unless they made some newer lamps that's white, it's actually said that they aren't red. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I love this pack. Of course, as I said, you can do what you want in your own mind. They could be dead animals that you use for some kind of showroom or educational spot. It could be plastic animals for your gift shops. It could be real animals that you make a little home for. The story is totally up to you. Anything you want to do with this pack, you can do with this pack. I feel like there are a few things I would like to add, like the snake's tongue, or a swimming snake, or iguanas in multiple colors, but otherwise I love this pack. It is one of the first packs I got. The first mods I got was all animals, but actually I used the prop pack so much more. Also because you can just use them to create more story in your zoo. Like maybe if you have a zoo place in Africa, then you have the habitat animals, but then some of these animals will also be in the wild, and you can place them weird places all around your zoo in that way. The link to where you can download this mod, the link to a tutorial about how to download the mod, a link to the exhibit prop pack is all listed down below, so you can go and click on it there. And otherwise, I will really recommend. I use them in my entrance building at my Future Life Project Africa, and that would also be linked below. But that's pretty much all I got for you today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell on notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye!